not far behind. I've just begun, 'cause we never say goodbye, no goodbye. Memories are nothing but songs on the wind. There's never an end or a place they begin. As I think and I dream, everything as it seems, 'cause memories are nothing but songs on the wind. When we listen, we sing through all the day, and when we look up, and the sun will light the way, tomorrow comes. Yesterday's not far behind. I've just begun, and the memories all live on and on. We think memories can be lost, gone and forgotten, but they're within, make us whole, swaying in the wind. Memories are nothing but songs on the wind. There's never an end or a place they begin. As I think and I dream, everything as it seems, 'cause memories are nothing but songs on the wind. Yes, I know you're with me right till the end. Yes, I know you will always be my friend. Yes, I know you're with me right till the end. Yes, I know you will always be my friend. As I think and I dream, everything as it seems, 'cause memories are nothing but songs on the
Here's what I say. I gotta make peace with yesterday. I've been holding on too long, trying to figure out who's right, who's wrong. The past is over now, time to move ahead, and I know how. Gotta stop looking to people or trends, and let the answer come to me from within. Let's go, my friend. I don't need no map, 'cause I know the way. All I gotta do is hear what my heart will say. I just trust that voice that's inside of me, gonna lead me down that path so beautifully. Here's what I say. I gotta listen to my heart more every day. When my purpose is clear, choosing love, not choosing fear. When I learn how to be still, I can conquer every ill. Just take a look at all the valleys below. I see how far I've come, how far I will go. Here's what I lead me down the road. Oh, yeah.
Good morning and welcome to the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Maxine Kaye, and I'm the spiritual leader of this amazing community here. I want to thank David Alt for that wonderful beginning. Oh, he's a road traveler all over the world. I remember when he did the Camino. He walked the Camino. It was amazing. We're always on a great path, and I'm so glad to welcome you here with us today, wherever you may be. If you're in Canada or Florida or Pennsylvania or the West Coast, this is a place to be. It's an opportunity to discover the beautiful principles of science of mind and how to apply them in our lives. It's a very practical teaching and a very deeply spiritual philosophy. So you're in the right place here with us, and I'm grateful that you chose to be with us, because here we love each other, we support each other, we learn together, we grow together, and this is truly a beloved community. Even though we're not in the same room together right now, we will be when the time is right. So in the meantime, we're in each other's hearts, and we are in the process of awakening humanity to its spiritual magnificence, because we are all co-creators of a world that works for all. We have a purpose statement, which I always invite you to share with us if you care to say it, and it goes like this: living, loving, learning, spirituality that works. Thank you. Glad you're here. And now we'll have an opening song by Peggy Lebo, The Path of Light.
I will trust in the Spirit. I will open my heart. I will always remember the truth of God that has brought me this far. So lead me on this path of life, and every step I take in faith leads me home to a place where all I know is love and grace. Lead me on this path of life. I'll shine a light in the darkness. I will bring forth the truth. I will always honor the beauty and light that I see in you. Lead me on this path of life, and every step
That was lovely, Peggy. Thank you so much. Doesn't it kind of make you want to go into a meditation? Join me if you would, please. Let's breathe deeply that beautiful, fresh spirit, the life of God itself. Feel it moving through our bodies, emotions, and thoughts. And as we release the breath, let's allow it to be an example of how we let go of that which no longer serves us. So breathing in the life of spirit and releasing anything that may feel less than that. Let's just move into a comfortable, natural, normal experience of breathing. Giving thanks for the chi, the prana, the breath of life itself. And then let that breath become a pathway to our hearts. And we begin to enter into our hearts through a path of light. And as we enter more deeply into our hearts, it's with the experience of coming home, with the realization that there is an opportunity to remember who we are. That as we are greeted lovingly by a divine embrace, so we open our hearts and minds to remember, to experience who and whose we truly are. This is where we belong. And allow ourselves to be loved, to be held, to be nurtured. And from this point of divine well-being, imagine for a moment any dark places in the world, any dark places within your own subconscious mind, and allow the divine presence of the infinite light of God to begin to bring its illuminating spirit to all of these temporarily dark places. For in the darkness there can seem limitation and loneliness. Neither of these things can ever be true. For God is all there is, and the divine light shines equally, warmly, and brightly everywhere within us and external to us. And so we allow any sense of separation from Source, any sense of lack or limitation, to dissolve into the natural nothingness from which it came. And as the Israelites became free of the slavery in Egypt, and as we are allowing ourselves to prepare for descending into darkness long enough to emerge into great light this Holy Week, let us simply rest in the awareness that anything external to ourselves, that anything that seems to be small or limited, is only a temporary experience. And each of these experiences provides us with an opportunity to reveal more light, more divine guidance. We cherish the light that is now beginning to be more brightly illumined within our hearts, within our minds, and within the world itself as we come for a moment into the sacred silence and feel deeply this loving presence. Love surrounds and nurtures us. The light of wisdom directs and guides us. And we're so grateful that on the deepest level, all is well, all manner of things well. Now invite our practitioner, Sarah Funk, to open us up with a spiritual mind treatment.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sarah Funk. I am a licensed religious science practitioner with the Centers for Spiritual Living. And I'll be doing the treatment this morning. But first, I'd like to read an excerpt from Directives for New Life. It's a book by Dane Rudhyar. The individual is a path. Man only matters who takes that path. The only real freedom is that of being able to take a path as an individual. It is the freedom to be reborn. So I will do this treatment in the first person, and you may take it for yourself if you so desire. There is one life, one power, one divine presence, one intelligence that lives in, as, and through each and every one of us. Because it is all good, it is all God. God being the creator of all that is. So I know this presence lives within me, and in my life, and in my travels, as I move forward. There are those times where I feel there are two directions in which I could travel. And I know that the God within me, the I am that I am, hearing a distant call of a greater understanding of life, a greater understanding of who I am, coming into alignment more deeply with my soul. I take that path with no hesitation, knowing through my faith in God and my faith in myself, which is God, that I am on the right path. A path that leads me to that greater alignment with who I am. It uplifts me, despite the appearance of anything other in my life. This is the path that is right for me, for I'm an individualized expression of God. And each of us has our own path. So anytime I have the opportunity to take that road less traveled, I know deep within my soul it will bring me into change that is good for me, inspiration, creativity, and most of all, love. I know this is the truth. I'm deeply grateful that it is so. And I release this treatment into the law, knowing it is the truth. And together we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Sarah. Let's state our affirmation together, which you'll see in a moment. I follow the path directed by divine wisdom, courageous and faith-filled as I expand beyond my previous experiences. Okay, kids, where are you? Kids, gather round. Gosh, I wish I could see you. I do see you in my heart. So come around and let's have a little bit of a chat. We have two very important occurrences, holidays, that we're looking at today. Last night, our Jewish friends began the first night of Passover. And that's 8 days of celebrating their liberation, the liberation of the Israelites from slavery in Egypt, and the passing over, that's where we get Passover, of destructive forces that spared the firstborn children. So it's all about freedom, it's all about gratitude, and they celebrated for 8 days. Now, a very different occasion, and yet there may be something we can tie in terms of commonality, is today is Palm Sunday. In many Christian churches, there are palm fronds in the churches when people come in, because it's a tradition. It's the beginning of Holy Week, actually, and it's about preparation for new life. Because as Jesus entered Jerusalem, he entered in a very humble way. No limos, on the back of a donkey. So it was really a very humble entry into this huge city. It became very huge at Passover time because people came from miles and miles around to celebrate Passover in those days. But he came on a very difficult but divine road to prove the eternality of life. Well, so it's about freedom in both cases. It's about moving beyond anything that feels restrictive or limiting. And, you know, you and I can become free of unhappy thoughts, because that can be limiting as well. So no matter what else may be happening in the world that annoys or concerns or frightens us even, we understand that we're one with God, and that unity with God frees us from any sense of feeling limited. And it also gives us confidence, and it gives us faith when we're moving into new territory. It's like returning to school after many, many months. And some of you are actually going back to school a certain number of days a week. I don't know all of your plans right now, but I do know that it's different, and that we have been for many, many, many months pretty much at home, and things are changing now. So what I do know is that no matter where you are, what you're doing, and how that plan is unfolding, when you and I rely on God completely, we have the confidence, we have the faith, we are guided on our paths, and we always do well. I'm looking forward to seeing you again when the time is right, and I love you very much. I just realized that we did do our affirmation. Good. So I can go right into talking to the parents. Great. All right. Well, the year's theme from Centers for Spiritual Living continues to be timeless wisdom, evolutionary vision. You know, we know that we are supported by centuries of the development of our spiritual evolutionary process. We know that we have great philosophers and theologians and scientists and wonderful beings who have helped us to come to the point where we are right now. So when we speak about new thought, which is religious science, science of mind, and other new thought philosophies, this really is nothing new. It is ancient wisdom. And so on this ancient wisdom we build, and we are evolving a greater vision all the time, individually for our own lives, and all together for a planetary evolutionary process, moving into a vision of wholeness and oneness. And that's a wonderful thing. Now, the theme for March, and today's the last Sunday in March, so the theme for March has been open to possibilities. I rather imagine that could be a theme for our whole lives, but open to possibilities. And today, the road less traveled. I know you're familiar with this quote. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by. And that has made all the difference. Our beloved Robert Frost. I think he had the soul of a poet, don't you? How true this is, that when we make those clear, wisdom-filled, faith-filled decisions to go a direction other than the rest of the group that we may have been traveling with, that can make all the difference. Because truly, it doesn't matter when we're at that crossroad. It really does not matter what other people expect of us. It doesn't keep us stuck in anything that we may have outgrown. And it does make sense to move beyond our own self-imposed limitations. Let me share that again. Nothing external to us keeps us limited. It is only our own internal false beliefs that in any way imposes limits upon us. So it is not wise at all to allow fear or doubt to constrict our spiritual expansion. Aren't we here to expand spiritually? Ernest Holmes says, there is then no limitation outside our own ignorance. And since we can all conceive of a greater good than we have so far experienced, we all have the ability to transcend previous experience and rise triumphant above them. But we shall never triumph over them while we persist in going through the old mental reactions. Doesn't that make sense? Aren't we becoming more and more aware of our beautiful ability to be responsible for our own breaking free, for our own faith-filled, wisdom-guided path that may be different than others, and it may be different than what others may have expected of us. It may be different from what we once expected of ourselves. But we're always in a constant state of moving and growing and expanding and evolving. Or as my beloved Reverend Kathleen used to say, just keep evoluting right along. And that's what we do. We just keep evoluting right along, unless through ignorance. Ignorance does not mean stupidity. It simply means I'm not aware of it yet. So let's become more aware of these infinite possibilities that exist for us. So the courage to take a different path is wonderful. It brings us really great rewards. It doesn't necessarily mean that we walk forward with no fear, no anxiety, or no trepidation whatsoever. It does mean that we walk maybe a little bit shaky, but we walk with complete faith in the inner wisdom that is guiding us in this path. We learn to trust it. Sometimes we learn to trust it by little things, and then we move to greater things. It's a practice of a spiritual muscle, that wonderful faith that allows us to be and to become that which we came here to be. Do you realize that you arrived on this planet very much on purpose? That within you and within me is a divine plan unfolding. We are here to express the life of God and to express it triumphantly. We are here to understand limitation and darkness and to rise beyond it. We are here to change our own lives and then to do what we came here to do, to help others to lift their consciousness as well, and let a little more light in every day. Now, Jesus' entry into the city of Jerusalem is a great example of following the divine wisdom within, and that's always truer than any external voice. See, Jerusalem really means the city of peace. Strange as that may seem over the centuries, because we know what the history has been, but it means the city of peace. That's at the heart of it. That's at the reality of it. No matter what kinds of wars and upsets have been going on, it is the city of peace. So, Passover began last night, and that's a celebration of freedom. So typically, Jews made pilgrimages to Jerusalem for Passover from far and wide, and they swelled this otherwise relatively small city to over 2 million. This was before Jesus was ever born. They would come to the city of peace, to Jerusalem, to celebrate Passover. So let me read from Mark. Now when they drew near to Jerusalem, to Bethphage and Bethany at the Mount of Olives, Jesus sent 2 of his disciples and said to them, "Go into the village in front of you, and immediately as you enter, you will find a colt tied, on which no one has ever sat. Untie it and bring it. And if anyone says to you, 'Why are you doing this?' say, 'The Lord hath need of it, and will send it back here immediately.'" And they went away, and they found a colt tied at a door outside in the street, and they untied it. And some of those standing there said to them, "What are you doing untying the colt? Our Lord hath need of him." Imagine. Where are you going with my donkey? Imagine. And yet they let him take the 2. They let the 2 take it. So Jesus chose to enter very humbly into these enormous crowds. And it was reported that he was greeted with hosannas, and that people were strewing clothing and branches, which is where we get the image of the palms, in his path as he came. It was a bit like being a rock star, right? On the back of a donkey. So entering the city of peace was requisite to the task at hand. Whether the humble entrance or the accolades, peace was the goal. Of course, Jesus knew what the agenda was. And this was part of his preparation for the Easter experience of transformation and new life and light. So it seems that everyone, including Judas, they all played their part in the unfolding of this important drama. It was a divine design in the works. It was preparation for transformation, for resurrection. So can you imagine following an inner urge to go forward on an unknown path and in an unprecedented way? I wonder, did you follow exactly the plans of your parents and your elders that they had laid out for you? Was there a time in your life, perhaps, when you walked with some trepidation and yet some deep trust into new territory? Looking back, can you see the challengers and the naysayers actually having ultimately a part in your success? Our history is filled with people who were creative enough, brave enough, and bold enough to overcome obstacles and to try a new path. Did you know that Einstein didn't speak till he was about 4 years old? Do you know that he was considered slow in school and that he was a daydreamer? He didn't do well in school at all. He had a better idea. He had a different path that he was already taking. Because this daydreaming is when he found great solutions to universal challenges. He took a different path. The daydreaming brought brilliant answers. Abraham Lincoln lost his mother at age 9, and he had to fend for himself and his sister. When his father returned with a new wife, Lincoln was made to leave school to work, and he was not allowed to learn to read. Somehow, he did not let that stop him. In fact, he was beaten if he tried to read. He eventually found a way to learn. He had to travel a distance, but he eventually learned to read. And he became a rather important part of the United States history. He took a different path. He did not let anything or anyone around him keep him from traveling the path that he was divinely designed to take. Oprah Winfrey was born to a teenage mother and was moved from family to family in a poor area. She was actually sexually abused from the time she was 9 years old. She gave birth at, I think, 14 to a baby that died 2 weeks later. She loved reading. Nothing stopped her from reading and learning and imagining a different kind of future. We begin with the visioning of a different kind of future. And you know who inspired her, first of all? Maya Angelou. And they later became very close friends. I heard the caged bird singing is what first inspired her. Don't you know that none of us are truly in cages, although it can feel that way, and life can design things to appear that way, but we are all free to sing our divine song, to move out into the world, to take those challenges, and to walk a little bit with trepidation when we need to, but to continue to walk. And you know the rest about Oprah. Any of these people and millions more could have allowed circumstances to drag them down, could have continued sharing their terrible stories of childhood, could have continued after their operations to give you one organ recital after another. Any of these people could have stayed bound. But could they really have? Because ultimately, the infinite presence of wisdom and love and the spiritual evolutionary process is bringing us all up into the light. It's just that some resist too long and don't move out into their freedom as early as some others do. It's a choice. Which path am I taking? Am I going to become free as the Israelites became free of slavery? Are we going to become free as Jesus ultimately moved through his divine process to celebrate true transcendence and transformation and unity and proving the eternality of life? We're in the process this week, called Holy Week by the Christians, of getting very clear about our holiness, which also means our wholeness. And we are whole in the presence of the divine. We are not limited. We are not separate. We are not in any way kept from our divine magnificence, except in the ignorance within our own subjective thinking. This is where we begin, of course. I choose freedom. Say it with me. I choose freedom. This is an opportunity for us to learn from the great historical and mythological events of the world. It is our opportunity to take a different path, to choose a better choice, to move into a greater vision of possibility, which is what we are all doing right now. What can these stories teach us? What can the story of Palm Sunday teach us? Perhaps to follow a divine inner urge? Any divine inner urges brewing out there? You know there are. It is stronger and truer, that divine urge, than anything in society, in our family, or what the world would have us believe. Oh, it is so wise not to allow fear or doubt to constrict our spiritual expansion. Once we move out of the slavery, let's not continue to kvetch. I love that Yiddish word. Let's not continue to kvetch. Oh, let me tell you how terrible it was. You know, when we move into the city of peace, let's absorb the experience of peace as we move confidently into a new path. We're moving beyond our own ignorance We're moving beyond any false belief in separation. God is the God of yesterday, today, tomorrow, and forever. This is the source of our being, that which internally urges and guides us forward. Let's stop saying no to that inner voice that says, you are magnificent. You are an expression of the living God. You have within you everything necessary to live a full, rich, expansive life, and everything necessary to help raise others into a greater consciousness of possibility. So we can enter into newness humbly and triumphantly at the same time, humbly and triumphantly. Always inviting that divine guidance, trusting God, trusting ourselves, choosing to walk the path of transformation with no hesitation. Let's put on our walking shoes. Let's put on our evolutionary, spiritually magnificent shoes that will take us where we go. As David Alt sang this morning, these shoes that take us on the path that we are here to walk. It's exciting, it's thrilling, it's possible, and please join me while we do this together. Will you say with me, my path is radiant with divine light. I follow it with faith and courage. My journey's success is assured. And so, my beloveds, beginneth our lesson. And this is the time that we have the celebration of our good. And whatever you're choosing to share with our beloved community and however you're choosing to give it in options will be revealed. Let's take our gift metaphorically in our hands, perhaps hold it over to our heart, and give thanks that we are giving back to our source for the opulent expression of goodness that is ours to share with each other. And will you share with me the prosperity affirmation? I choose to celebrate prosperity. Divine love blesses my gift. It is my acceptance of God as the source of my abundant supply. With joy and gratitude, I share my abundance with this center. In doing so, I am one with the law of circulation. My tithe goes forward to heal, to prosper, and to bless. It returns to me multiplied abundantly, and I am prospered. And so it is.
I'm walking with the Spirit, and I'm talking to the Spirit. I'm learning from the Spirit, and I'm turning to the Spirit. I'm growing in the Spirit, and it's showing the Spirit. I'm walking with the Spirit in front of me. Well, I'm walking with the Spirit. I'm talking to the Spirit. I'm learning from the Spirit, and I'm turning to the Spirit. I'm growing in the Spirit, and it's showing the Spirit. I'm walking with the Spirit in front of me. When I find myself in one of those situations that's leading to some kind of drama or confrontation, I go within and get plugged into my friend before it's too late. I put the Spirit in front of me to make those crooked places straight. I'm walking with the Spirit, and I'm talking to the Spirit. I'm learning from the Spirit, and I'm turning to the Spirit. I'm growing in the Spirit, and it's showing the Spirit. I'm walking with the Spirit in front of me. When I find myself in one of those situations, when I don't know what to do and got no explanation, I go within and get plugged in for a revelation. 10 times out of 9 things will work out fine without my participation. I'm walking in the Spirit. I'm talking to the Spirit. I'm learning the Spirit. And I'm turning to the Spirit. I'm growing in the Spirit. And it's showing the Spirit. I'm walking with the Spirit in front of me. I'm walking with the Spirit, and I'm talking to the Spirit. I'm learning the Spirit, and I'm turning to the Spirit. The Spirit, and it's show the Spirit. I'm walking with the Spirit.
I'm Tina Richards, so proud to serve on your board of trustees. We're so happy that you joined us today from wherever you are in the world. We always have such interesting and inspiring Sunday talks, which in case if you missed any, you can always view any of our past talks or past celebrations or Dr. Maxine and Reverend Mike's love notes, and you can access all of those at our website at cslphilly.org. You can watch any of the archived videos just by clicking the orange Watch Live button. As we did last year, we will be holding a special Good Friday live stream at noon, and we invite you to view it at noon or at your convenience. And you'll be able to view it on our YouTube channel on our archived video file. And we have a special request for you this week. We'll be doing a special virtual Bountiful Bouquet ceremony on Easter Sunday, which our fabulous live stream producer, Jeff Macedo, will be creating for us. How will we do that, you might ask? Well, you just take a photo or a video of your favorite flower, or better yet, take a selfie with your flower and send it off to Jeff by text, email, or uploading to a special online folder. For all the details, just click on the pop-up box on the homepage or go to our website calendar and click on March 18th, and you'll see all the instructions. If you want to send a photo along, please do so today. Now for our upcoming classes. Are you ready to experience more balance, deeper serenity, and greater spiritual awareness? Explore your inner space. Remain peaceful in challenging times? If so, Dr. Maxine is offering a 6-week virtual meditation and serendipity class beginning Tuesday, April 6th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Since this is a love offering class, you're invited to contribute whatever you consider is of value to you. The only actual cost is a one-time fee of $10 for the downloadable materials we will be using. And Frank Henninger will be offering 2 3-hour Saturday workshops. And here he is with more details. Frank?
Thank you and good morning. I am Frank Henninger, and I'd like to announce 2 workshops that I will be teaching soon for GPCSL using the Zoom platform. Both of these are being offered for your consideration to promote your spiritual health and expand your awareness of the good things you experience every day. The first workshop is entitled Writing Haiku, a Japanese mindfulness practice, being offered on Saturday, April 10th from 1 to 4 p.m. I developed this workshop after a creativity assignment required for one of the graduate courses I had during my time in the Holmes Institute Masters in Consciousness Studies program. Once I started writing haiku poems 2 years ago, I've written over 160 in the classical 3-line 5-7-5 syllabic format. In this workshop, I will teach that classical format as well as other less structured modern formats with plenty of examples. Here is a sample haiku that I wrote during a morning walk. Golden and copper, what treasure is this ahead? Red-tail hawk feather. You will finish this workshop having started writing haiku and on the path to what is called the haiku mind. The second workshop is entitled Spirit Notes, Journaling for Personal Growth, and this is being offered on Saturday, April 17th from 1 to 4 p.m. We will review dozens of styles of journal writing, barriers to writing, solutions to those barriers, and other journaling strategies. Many people are familiar with classic journaling techniques such as daily diary or a gratitude journal, but have you ever heard of the placemat technique or the 4 Whats? You will finish this workshop having learned many new journaling techniques and with a new appreciation of and motivation for personal journaling. These workshops require no prior experience. Both are offered on a love offering basis payable to GPCSL. Advanced registration is required to receive the Zoom link and the student materials in advance of the workshop dates. There are no required books for these workshops except for the student materials that I will send to you. I hope to see many of you in class on these dates. Thank you.
To register for any of these classes, just go to our calendar at cslphilly.org and click on the start date for the registration link. But if all else fails, contact Linda at our office, and or you can email her at admin@cslphilly.com. I'd also like to remind you of Reverend Mike's ongoing Science of Mind textbook Zoom group on Zoom each Saturday from 9:45 to 11 a.m. You can jump anytime for free. It's a love offering class. To register for Reverend Mike's study group, either call the office or email Linda again at admin@cslphilly.com. And finally, do you have any social media experience? Can you give me a hand? If you have any interest in posting to Facebook or Instagram, or you know what, just call me and I'll give you all the details. I can let you know what we need. My number, 267-773-9773, or you can email me at tr_richards@yahoo.com. And those are our announcements for the week.
Thank you, Tina. I do want to invite you personally to attend our Good Friday service this coming Friday at noon. It was beautiful last year, and it was our wonderful Eric Coyne, the cellist, and so you'll get to see it again with a little bit new life. It's a very precious time for us to become prepared for the Easter experience. So we'll have some quiet time. We'll listen to beautiful classical cello music in between each of the 7 last words that I share with you. Be with us if you can. If you can't make it at noon, you can do it at another time because it will be archived. And do get those flowers sent in today because we're having a magnificent virtual bouquet. I have no idea what it's going to look like. I just know that we have a genius named Jeff Maxine, and he's going to be putting it together for Easter for something very, very special. And we can be looking forward to next year when we are walking down this aisle right here, carrying our beautiful flowers and making a bountiful bouquet. And do sign up, please, for my meditation class. It's better if you can be there for all 6 Tuesday nights, starting the first one in April. But it's okay if you can't make them all. Come and join with us if you can. Thank you. Okay, I've done extra announcements. Now I'm simply going to announce that our wonderful Michael Gott is going to help us move in the direction of your dreams.
Don't you think you owe it to yourself to look inside of you and take the time to realize what you are here to do? Don't you think the time has finally come to stand and face the fire, to walk into the blazing sun and claim your heart's desire? You were placed upon this earth with a mission to complete, and now the time has come, so stand up strong and claim your destiny. You must move in the direction of your dreams and act as if they've already come true. For even when there is no hope, or so it seems, move in the direction of your dreams. Do you think that you're not good enough to be a shining star? Or do you think because the road looks tough that you won't get that far? Do you believe that only some are great and others left for chance? Or maybe that it's just too late, a futile circumstance? You were placed upon the earth with a mission to complete, and now the time has come, so stand up strong and claim your destiny. You must move in the direction of your dreams and act as if they've already come true. Even when there is no hope, or so it seems, move in the direction of your dreams. And when the world feels like it's crashing, crashing all around you, and the clouds of doubt are darkening your day, well then just be still and know that there's something deep within you that will always, always know the way. You must move in the direction of your dreams and act as if they've already come true. For even when there is no hope, or so it seems, move in the direction of your dreams. Move in the direction of your dreams.
And so we joyfully go about the movement forward on our path of evolution. Know we are guided, we are guarded, we are sustained, and something beautiful is unfolding today and every day. And so it is.